Hello, you are welcome to this channel. In today's tutorial, we're going to be talking on how to cut a normal shirt with a collar. I'm going to be showing you how I cut it from beginning to the end. So if today is the first time of watching my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe and please don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I posted a video. So the fabric I use for this tutorial is a sample material. So I already cut out the body measurement. But before I go further, so what I'm saying is that to bring out your fabric, like, okay, you want to cut a dress now, you have to bring out the clothes. So what I always do is I always added 4 inches to bring out the clothes before I started to take my normal measurement. I hope you understand. Just add 4 inches to the person normal body measurement to bring out your clothes, just as I bring this out now. Just as I bring this out, I already cut this out exactly like this. Front measurement, this is the front. I added 2 inches to the front measurement because of the folding. I'm going to fold the front. That's why I added 2 inches to the front measurement. The person's shoulder is 18. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9. 18 divided by 2, because this is for a guy. And guy, they always have this shoulder. Their shoulder is always big like that. So I measure 9.5 here because of the sewing allowance. I added half inches to the shoulder measurement because of the sewing allowance. Then I repeat the same thing here as well. Anything I measure at the shoulder, that's what I always use for the armhole. So this is 9.5. Then I'm going to rule it out. Then let me do the shaping. This is it. This is the shaping right now. Then the next thing I did is to come to the person bust measurement. What is this guy bust measurement? His bust measurement is 44. 44 divided by 4 will give us 11. 11. Yes. This is 11. Then I added just 2 inches to his bust measurement. I added just 2 inches to the bust measurement. I don't take measurements for the waist or any other thing. I just need the bust because it's just a straight shirt. There is no need for shaping for this type of shirt. Just sew something straight. But when you are sewing it, you can decide to take a little bit in from the waistline. But for this particular one, the owner said he just wants it straight. Even the style he chose is a straight shirt. So that is that about that. Now, let's come to the neckline. It is this neckline that is very, very important, that someone just needs to be very careful so that you will not make mistake. You understand? Now, for the neckline, I'm going to be using 2.5 and quarter. I'm not using 3. I'm going to be using 2.5 and quarter by 1 inches for the back neckline. 2.5 and quarter by 1 inches for the back neckline. I hope you understand. 2.5 by 1 inches, because I don't like it whereby the neck will not stay and the neck will not be. You can measure the person round the neck. This person now, his neckline is 17, and I use 2.5 and quarter for his neckline, for his back neckline. Then I cut out the shoulder slant. Then I'm going to cut this 2.5 and quarter by 1 inches out. Let's cut it out. Yes, so this is it. The next thing we are going to do now is to cut out the front neckline. What are we using for the front neckline? Now, for the front neckline, we are going to be using 3 inches. For the length, not the for the length, you are using 3 inches for the length of the front neckline. Peradventure, if you are cutting it and you need to like cut it again, that's better than cutting it big. I can decide to let me use 3 and 3 1/4. Yes, let me just use 3 1/4 here. The shock is not showing very well because of the fabric. It's a multicolor fabric like that. So let me just raise this up. So I use, for the width, I use 3 1/4 by the same 2.5. 2.5 1/4 that I use for the exactly the neckline. The cutting should be the same thing. Yes, can you see that? This is what we have. Then let's cut the front into 2 pieces. Shirt is very, very easy to cut. So we are done cutting it like that. That is that about that. So the next thing we are going to cut now is the sleeve. We are going to be cutting out the sleeve right now. We are going to cut the sleeve out. So from this side, I'm going to measure 5. Just wash carefully here. I'm going to measure 5. Then, and you see that's our sleeve. Then to the sleeve band, what are we using for the sleeve band? I'll be using 8 inches plus 1 inches. I'll be using 8, that's 16. Then I plus 2 inches for sewing allowance. 2 inches is too small, but I added 2 inches in case of incasity. That is that. So the body and the sleeve are settled now. Now, the next thing we are going to do now is the collar. I said the person neck is 17. I already measured his neck. So I know that everything I'm going to sew now, I'm going to sew 17. Very good. If you measure your client's neck, and if you don't measure your client's neck, you can just decide to look at the person, maybe you are the one that took the person measurement. If you forget to take by the time you look at the person, you will know that, okay, let me use 16, let me use 17, let me use 18 if the person is fat. But for this person now, it's not that fat like that. It's not that fat and it's not that thin. So it's in between. So his neck, I measure it, is 17. So now, this is the clothes. I already folded it. Let's see it now. Can you see that? This is it. I'm going to fold it into 2. Can you see the way I folded it? So that is that now. So we said the person neck. This is the big. I always this collar that I want to do now is 2-piece collar. 2-piece collar, not single collar. And we said the person neck is 17. So I'm going to be cutting 16 for this. And I'll be using the tiny one. I'll be cutting 17 for that tiny one. So this is the big one. So this one now, I cut 16. I already added that finish for sewing allowance to this. So I cut 16. Now to the small size. We said we are using 17 for this one. So this is it. 17, 8.5. And this is 19. So I shock 19. So I'm going to cut it out now. The pen is not writing. I don't know why. So this is 19. What I just shook out now is 19. So I want to do the shaping now. That color shaping of a thing. I want to do it. I want to reduce this thing. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take it for ironing. I'm going to be putting gum stay on this 2-piece. I'll be adding a stay on this 2-piece. After adding the stay, I'll be showing you how I'm going to sew it from beginning to the end in my next video. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. God bless you. I love you. Bye.